is Johnny Wrestling, or Johnny Takeover, as my shirt says. And listen, I want you to listen. Like, we're involved right now. It's crazy, it's loud, it's hectic. We're in New York City, but I want you to listen to No Holds Barred Network.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode number 29 of the All Elite Podcast, right here on the No Holds Barred Network, your source for all AEW podcast content and more, which we'll get into later in this episode. Thank you for joining in on episode number 29, guys. I'm your host, as always, the self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters, always joined by my co-host. She is the executive vice president of Giggles and the Heartbreak Chick, Tiffany. What's going on, Tiffany? First and foremost, what's going on?
I don't know. I feel like it's going to be botched today.
I know you're kind of having a rough day. I'm having a rough day, too. I've been trying to mess the lighting in here. It's actually driving me nuts, and I just said, you know what, screw it. We're just going to do the podcast. I don't even care today. Just lighting can be whatever. Merp.
Yeet.
Eat. Just crack open my Powerade here. It's the drink of champions.
Oh.
I don't know, guys. It's gonna be one of those episodes, guys.
Yeah, so, it's gonna be a silly one. I feel like.
Bear with us. If you're new to the show, this is the All Elite Podcast, where myself and Tiff talk about anything going on in the AEW world, and with Fat Pharaoh, mini Fat Pharaoh there, as you can see in the video version of the podcast. We go over Being the Elite. We do predictions and reviews for pay-per-views. We've done a couple of those already for Double or Nothing and Fyter Fest, which Fyter Fest predictions and review is live on the channel. So if you missed that, go back and check it. We've done a couple interviews, one with Maria Ling, who is the artist behind the outro and Being the Elite. We've also interviewed Brandon Cutler, which was an awesome interview. I really highly suggest you go back and watch that if you haven't already. The interview myself and Tiff did with him. It was so cool. The guy is such an amazing guy. It made myself and Tiff even more of a fan of Brandon Cutler. And I know people around here that don't follow AEW that have listened to it and said it was amazing. So, guys, go back and check it out right now. It's number 26, I believe, on the channel. And then we go over Being the Elite and any of the Road to whatever documentaries that are out there. And we got the live chat there on screen, and everyone in the live chat, what's going on?
I'm sorry, I'm laughing. Gregor, and he was like, I need my big brother. I need my older brother. That's really what it is.
Well, yeah, so we're back to. I guess we're back to regular square one today. This is gonna be a regular episode. The last couple episodes we've been doing predictions, reviews, interviews. So we're back to what we regularly do here. Is we go over latest news and rumors as well. We got a lot of news today to go over and to give you guys our opinions about. We also gonna go over this week's Being the Elite. And we'll finish off with some fan questions. We asked you guys out there to give us your, what was it, your favorite moment or match at Fyter Fest? What was the question?
Yeah, favorite.
Yeah. Something like that. I don't know. But we're gonna get to them. We're gonna get to them.
What's your favorite part of Fyter Fest?
Part of Fyter Fest. You know, I told Tiff before we got on. I mean, there's probably gonna be a lot of this today. The Bell of Shame.
Sorry,
So. But anyways, if you are a regular here, welcome back. Thank you for tuning back. You know the deal. Make sure you're following us on social media, on Facebook at All Elite Podcast, on Instagram at All Elite Pod, and our official Twitter at All Elite Pod. Make sure you're following the correct one, and make sure you're following myself at Real Kyle Masters, and you're following at Loves to Dream 82 for Tiffany, and hitting subscribe on YouTube. That really helps as well. Make sure you're hitting that bell icon for all upload updates. We are literally so close to 800. And so we would appreciate if you guys shared it and try to get people more to subscribe. That's basically how you can support this podcast. Hit the subscribe button. That's all you got to do. So it's free. You don't have to. You can make a burner account if you really have to, and then just hit subscribe for us. We're trying to get to that 1,000 goal so I can change the URL. It's been driving me nuts for years now. YouTube changed their policy and won't let me change it. So until we hit 1,000. If you are not a YouTube person, you can take us on the go. We are available on iTunes, Spreaker, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Castbox, and iHeartRadio. Anywhere you get your podcasts, you can take us with you and download the episodes. So thank you to whoever does that. I can see from our analytics that we get a lot of people from iHeartRadio and Castbox and Spotify. So thank you for downloading and listening in to the All Elite podcast. It really does help us for you listening on the go as well and giving us a 5-star rating. So thank you very much to those people. We do have a t-shirt store, all AEP Tees. Awesome 7 t-shirts on the store presented by our friends at KayFabe Tees. Still want to thank them each and every single week for taking us on and making us a part of their store. whatforapparel.com/AEPs where you can find those. We have some cool looking t-shirts like our official mascot, the Fat Pharaoh t-shirt. Tiffany's List of Husbands t-shirt is on there, the continuing list that grows day by day in the wrestling community. And then we have the generic awesome looking t-shirt right in the middle there, the AEP. There's some other good ones on there too, so check them out, guys. I think we'll be designing more t-shirts soon. I know there's one I've been slowly designing day by day. It has to do with the Bell of Shame, so stay tuned for that one. But most importantly, all proceeds are donated to Culture City. If you don't know what Culture City is, they are partnered with All Elite Wrestling to help them with their sensory-sensitive rooms for all their AEW events. So all proceeds are donated to them to help grow that company and help more with the sensory-sensitive, with people who need to have that at these wrestling events. So really cool, and we don't make a penny off the shirts, so all proceeds are donated to Culture City. And this is all thanks to our friends at KayFabe Tees. Guys, go check them out. They have some awesome t-shirts as well. Go support them as well. Big, huge help from the for the podcast with taking us on with our t-shirt store. And as always, from KayFabe Tees, they have a message from their executive vice president, Mr. Beak. Yes.
I still need to buy the mug. I gotta get the mug.
I wish it was a plush. Maybe eventually it'll be a plush.
They said that they were gonna work on that, so hopefully soon. So I gotta get that so I can sit here and drink Mr. Beak.
You can drink Mr. Beak.
Drink it.
Wow.
I think that also because of the list of husbands.
It's good thing this is a 14A podcast.
I feel that when I go to All Out and Starcast and I need to make like a sign that says the list of husbands, and anytime I meet somebody that's on the list of husbands, he has to hold the sign.
You should have like a little piece of paper attached, like folded, and then it drops down like the list of Jericho back in the day in WCW when he's holding that list. Just drops down and rolls.
Well, everybody was saying that I need like a clipboard and then like have the logo of the hashtag list of husbands back of it.
I like that.
Just like walk around with it. So, but I feel like at All Out, I'm gonna have to have like a sign or something that every time I meet one of them at Starcast, that they have to hold the list of husbands.
I like that idea. So, yeah, as for all the intro spiel there, guys, welcome to episode number 29. We're at 29 episodes now. I feel like we've been doing this for a long time, and it's been less than, or more. It feels like it's been more than 29 episodes, but it's awesome. And you see the title of this, Wednesday Night Dynamite. Officially, we have some news about AEW filing a trademark for the Wednesday night show. It looks like it's almost confirmed that it's going to be on Wednesday night. As for the name, that's just the trademark name they filed for, so we're assuming that's probably what their Wednesday night show is going to be. I don't care. I like the name, but we have some news about that, about the timing and everything. So stay tuned for that. As always, though, as we start off the show with like our regular shows, we go and see what's going on around the AEW world. Let's take a look at what's going on around the AEW world, Tiff, shall we? Let's dip right in here and huh?
Let's go on in.
Okay. So anyways, Moxley, he posted a picture of what his back looked like after Fyter Fest. Look at that. Oh my god. Oh my god. The carnage on his back. Oh my god. the funny thing is, I told Tiff after, I'm like, why did he take like a photo shoot style, black and white sepia filter picture of his back?
I love black and white pictures.
Like, is this going to be in a magazine somewhere? Like, what's going on with this picture?
I don't know. I love black and white pictures. I think they're awesome.
I like him too, but like, I don't know. This is weird.
That's crazy.
Not weird, but like, it's different. You know, you usually just see like someone, oh, here, take my phone and take a picture of my back. This is like, all right, we're gonna put you in the next cover of GQ magazine. We're gonna put your back in there.
Oh, jeez. I mean, I give these guys so much credit for taking all the.
Yeah. Speaking of, we know about the chair shot from Cody. He actually posted this picture. Sorry if these are too graphic for people out there, but it's podcast 14A. I said it before. Anyways, yeah, Cody with his 10 stables. It was confirmed 12, but he confirmed on Twitter. He said 10 in that back of the head there. Oof, gross looking thing. You only look so much at it. I'm gonna switch it right now. We got SCU and the Young Bucks taking a picture there. I don't know what the context of this picture is. Are they at a Cracker Barrel? Is that what this is?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
If you watch like all the episodes of like Being the Elite, they're always at Cracker Barrel.
Okay.
So
that's what this is. So I don't know. That's a cool family picture.
Marty's a little sad. He's not part of this picture.
I like Matt's face in this picture.
Matt makes the best faces. I love Matt. Never mind the fact that I think he's so hot, but like I just even in the ring when like the jaw drops open with stuff that he's just so photogenic and stuff. It's hilarious.
I love this. I love that face. Cody tweeted out it was his birthday on the 30th, I believe. He tweeted out the day after, he tweeted on the 30th. Thanks for all the birthday wishes, and thank you AEW fans for such a surreal environment last night. I consider myself so very privileged to compete at the time when the wrestlers and wrestling fans have worked together to bring change. Thank you for letting me grow up in front of you. So that was a sweet tweet he tweeted out.
It's Joey Janela's birthday today as well, so guys, go tweet at him.
Yes.
Wish him a happy birthday.
Match announced. One of your list of husbands is having a match at Fight for the Fallen. He'll go 1-on-1 with Hangman Page down in Jacksonville at Fight for the Fallen, which is exciting. I'm sure you're excited for that, Tiff.
I don't know how I'm gonna pick in that match. I can't. Oof.
Woof.
Sorry, guys.
Other than that, there's only one last bit, and I have it here. I just got to transition it for us. I'm pretty sure I put it in here. Oh, there we go. So it was announced I guess it was during Fyter Fest. I don't know if anyone's seen Being the Elite this week that Young Bucks showed up with Private Party backstage in the gorilla position and then offered them full-time contracts. Now it's official. It's out there. The House of Glory, High Intensity 8 on August 9th. It will be the Young Bucks. Their last indie appearance will actually go one-on-one with Private Party.
I'm so excited.
Wow. This match is going to be sweet.
I'm going to be there.
Yeah, so Tiffany's actually going to be there and see this.
Yeah. This is a couple of days before my birthday, so if you're going, come say happy birthday. But it was funny because I was talking about this in our Discord before it was even announced. I was like, look at all the tag teams that we're going to get in the future. And this was one that I was really hoping for. So I'm even more excited that I get to witness this here in New York. Mm-hmm. So so I'll probably Periscope this for you guys. I'm stoked. I'm so stoked for this.
So yeah, that's what's going on in the AEW world currently. I know there's some stuff out of today that we really couldn't. It always seems like whenever we do a podcast, something happens before that I can't capture enough for the show, or something happens right after. Then I'm like, damn, why didn't this happen before so we can talk about it? But a bunch of stuff today. I saw today that there was the bottle challenge. You know, when you had a bottle and you lightly put the cap on, you kick it off. I don't know. Christopher Daniels has been doing that. I saw Scorpio Sky's response to it, which was pretty funny. There's been a bunch of that going on. It seems to be the thing, the challenge, right? This spin, like you kick the bottle cap off challenge, right?
Yes.
I don't know what the whole fad around that is. I'm not gonna try it. I don't want to pull a hammy. I'm not doing that stuff. Okay, so don't ask me to do it, anybody.
Slam Hub Wrestling said, "Hey Tiff and Kyle." Wait, where'd it go? It disappeared. What is going on with
Yeah, I don't know if anyone knows, but that's
Immediately.
another thing. I don't know if it's we were scared to come on today because of the news of Twitter's DMs, Facebook, Instagram was all haywire today. So I'm like, damn, I wonder if this is gonna screw up Skype because that's how Tiffany calls into the show.
Yeah, he was talking about the Omaha Steaks but being sponsored. So, so we're sorry if there's issues. If we're missing stuff in the chat, I apologize. It's probably whatever's going on in all the social medias right now. So. Anyway, moving forward.
Moving onwards.
Yes.
I will not be doing the spin bottle cap challenge.
Why not?
Because I do not want to injure myself.
You should do it.
I'm going to look like the one person that I've seen that actually kicks the bottle off. I'm just going to look dumb doing it. I don't know if I can even do a kick like that. I've never attempted a kick like that before. All right, Tiff, how about you do it?
Yeah, okay.
Telling me to do it.
Yeah,
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Put it. I'm gonna like fall.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Bust my ass.
What?
Bust that ass.
Okay.
That's what's gonna happen.
It's something else, but trying to tone it down a little bit here. Let's keep it lightly PG.
Lightly.
Did I see Donnie Yen's? I think I did. If that was a really cool one I saw yesterday, then yes, I did.
You think we'll see more chair shots?
Not unprotected.
Know. Yeah, not unprotected because I think Tony Khan said that it was an accident. That it wasn't supposed.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a prop chair. Even if it was just. I think it was just the angle. It was just one of those scary freak accidents. And yeah, people were arguing, oh, maybe they should have done an unprotected shot in the first place. I'm like, who cares? Like, let them do it. They agreed to it. It's not like Ty Dillinger went out there and purposely did it. And Cody had no idea it was coming. Everyone was agreed and involved. It was just a free accident. Yeah, I also sided with the people on the fence, and maybe they shouldn't have tried in the first place. But they tried it out, and it didn't work, and they failed. You get back up, and you keep going. You don't. If you fail at something, you don't just sit there and say, okay, well, we're giving up now. Yeah. So I think headshots will still be a thing. It'll just be a little bit more protected from now on.
Metal said PG, no glittery double-sided adult things. That's smart to death.
I plead the fifth. I'm not even American. I'm saying that. Anywho. So I gotta get them. I didn't pull them out here.
Wait, what's being pulled out?
No. Jeez. Anyways. Fix my notes here. Oh, you laugh at my shameness.
Not you.
How about we talk about being the elite this week?
Let's do it.
Episode 159.
I'm really gonna be sad if they stop doing these being the elites once they come on TV.
You think so?
Yeah. Well, they said it in one of the Being the Elite episodes, one of the mailbags, that Matt said that they weren't sure because, they have a lot going on.
Okay. Well, this one was called, it was really cleverly called, and it was just backstage at Fyter Fest. Most of the things that happened in this week's Being the Elite was literally backstage at Fyter Fest, so cleverly called that. But they did have some antics, which was what we got right in the beginning. We had Kenny in the ring at Fyter Fest, and a bunch of wrestlers just yelling and screaming at him from ringside. I'm going, oh my god, this is already going to be great. I can already tell this episode's going to be hilarious. He was all telling him to calm down. He knows that it's not what everyone expected to come to Fyter Fest like he promised. And he's telling him that only half the gear have shown up so far. I don't know why half the other gear's late. He said catering is at a first come, first served basis.
The cheese sandwiches.
The cheese sandwiches. I know I made myself one for Fyter Fest. He said and all the wrestlers jumped in the ring and started fighting for the bags. I'm going, why are they like fighting just to grab a random bag? Like, why are they fighting for the bags for?
I love when Isaiah was like, my medication's in there. And then like Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus that he's on like on top and trying to get into the ring.
Yeah, that was funny. So they just all stormed the ring and tried to grab the bags. We had the intro, and then we have more of this. Is usually it's the usual thing in like being the elite. So we have the travel vlog by Matt and Nick. They're delayed in Dallas. They're heading over to Fighter Fest. They're like, whoa, but we're not alone. We're here with Mrs. Matt. We're here with Brandon. Brandon turns the camera. Hey. And then they're with Rick Knox in referee shirt. I'm like, Nick, Rick, why are you wearing the referee t-shirt? You're like, yeah, I'm doing this for you guys, man. I'm the real deal. You guys want me to be a referee? I'm living up to this. I'm living up to being the referee for you guys.
I'm the Young Bucks 24/7.
Yeah.
Anything you need, referee.
So I don't know if that was a shot towards a 24/7 belt, but they put it in terms of a referee. So that's what I thought. It was a subtle but nonchalant shot. So they arrive in Daytona. Mrs. Matt gives Matt a stick of gum. Matt crumples up the paper and he tosses it at the garbage, but he doesn't toss it in, like right below it, like on the ground. And then Knox comes over and goes, Matt, what are you doing? Pick it up. Pick it up. Matt's like, what do you mean? I'm not picking that up. And he starts counting 1, 2, 3. And Matt gets frustrated, grabs it and throws it out and goes, oh my God, okay.
And he said, this is what you hired me for.
Yeah, this is what you hired me for. This is what I am.
I'm loving these bits. I mean, it wouldn't be being the elite without all these bits.
So then we transition to them being in the water at Daytona Beach. I'm jealous. I see that. I'm like, oh, I really wish I was there right now. I could use vacation. Anyways, they were remembering in the water, but the last time they were in Daytona was actually 10 years ago. For Bound for Glory at TNA, where they faced the Motor City Machine Guns. I'm like, damn. Like I remember vivid parts of that. Like tuning in. I think I was watching a clip on YouTube and going, what the hell? What the, like, you know what I mean? Like I knew of TNA, but I'm like, who the hell are the Young Bucks? Like who the hell is the Motor City Machine Guns? Like I wasn't really tuning in that as much that back then. So and then they're like then they're talking to Water more like, oh, we're hoping Kenny can come through with Fighter Fest, like we're hoping he comes through with this. And then we transition to backstage at Fighter Fest. Everyone's like scrambling around, and then there's I forget who it was. I think it might have been a referee. Went over to the tent right at the stage and he lifted it up, and like Trent and I don't know what Trent and Chuck were doing in there.
I think like I love how what was it, Chuggy? He was doing that plank. Like, do you remember years ago there was the plank challenge? Was it? And that people were randomly going planking all over.
You think he was planking? It just looked weird. Just like
planking.
He was like, face down, and I don't know what Trent was doing. I was like, okay, I don't want to know.
That's what I instantly took from it. I was thinking, and then like if you've seen the Office episode when everybody was doing it in the office and like that's what I instantly thought. But
maybe it was, and then Trent just like got mad. He's like, "Wait, do we get the hell out of here? Get out!" Like he just lost his mind. So that was funny. And then we transitioned to Christopher Daniels backstage. He's still hurting his back from the dick flip. He's in the locker room, and then finally he's reunited with Kazarian and Scorpio Sky. He's like, "Oh, finally, guys! Where were you guys? You guys are showing up late." They're both pissed. We're like, "We got delayed in Atlanta," and then they're both just really pissed about it. And Scorpio Sky's going on about buying Yeezys, and they ended up being fake. Kazarian said something, and then Chris Daniels goes, "Oh yeah, man! Like I've had a rough week too. I just got dick flipped by Joey Ryan." And then Sky goes, "Man, you know what? I gotta tell you guys something. This is the worst and he does the whole promo skit, and they all just run down on Daytona, like going to like NASCAR and what NASCAR actually means. Oh my god, he said what NASCAR stands for, and I never heard that reference before, and I died. I was howling at that. Something about something about rednecks, and I was like, oh my god, that's fantastic. So and then they did the whole shtick with that, which is pretty cool. I love that SEO promo. I love that. We gotta get them, Tiff. We gotta get that. Me and Tiff have been talking. We're like, I'd be so sweet if they can run a promo on us about the podcast being the worst podcast they've listened to. I would love that.
I'm on a mission, guys. I'm on a mission. Like when I go to StarCast.
Yeah.
I have a checklist. I was telling Kyle of all the things that I want. So that's what I'm gonna work on. So we're gonna see. I should tweet them. Like, I'll pay for a cameo. Let's do it.
So Matt and Nick make fun of. This is where this is funny. So Matt and Nick are making fun of the whole Dustin Rhodes and Cody promo at the end of their match at Double or Nothing. And it's Nick walking in, and he's all like covered in blood. You starting the promo match like, wait, just wait a second. And he goes, puts blood on fake blood on himself. I need my older brother.
I don't need
And they're like caressing each other, making fun of the promo. And then the funniest part of this whole thing, our boy Brandon Cutler, he's peeking around the corner and going, "What the fuck?" He looks back at the camera and goes, "I should have went over to NXT."
No, we do not want you to go to NXT.
No, I know.
No.
You won't. I thought it was funny. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Then we get Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus roaming the hallways looking for a dressing room. They ran into SCU's dressing room, and then they're like, "Hey, can we like share with one?" They're like, "No, get out of here. Go find Jurassic Park or something." And then and you just hear Luchasaurus, "But I have a degree. I have a master's degree." Like, "No, get out." So they leave, and then they run into Private Party's dressing room, and then they just start fighting each other. I guess fighting each other for it. I was
dying with the toilet paper all over the place. I had to backtrack and watch it again because it was just so funny.
That was great. Then we had this was pretty cool. We had Omega and the Young Bucks basically like an entrance practice, seeing like what their entrance is gonna look like, and everything was just going wrong. Like Kenny was like, the funniest part though is right at the beginning when they were doing the Being the Elite song, and Kenny was like dancing to it and clapping to it.
Loved it.
I rewatched that. I rewound. I'm like, oh my god, it's the best part. But Matt was talking to the camera, going, everything's going wrong. Kenny's gear's not even here. The music's not playing right. The lights aren't working. And Kenny's over here talking to the producer, trying to get everything right.
I like seeing all this stuff. I love that we're involved and we're seeing all the backstage of how this is all being put together.
Slam Up Wrestling. Brandon didn't want to take photos with Triple H. That's great. Anyway, so we moved on. We had Young Bucks and Gorilla. This was really cool. It was right after Private Party's match. They confront them and were like, "Man, we love you guys so much. You guys are hard workers, and we just want to offer you guys full-time contracts. You're going to start getting AEW paychecks every 2 weeks." So that's sweet. So we knew, and I got confused. I'm like, weren't they already part of All Elite? And I remember it wasn't the last time they announced it wasn't for All Elite Wrestling. It was to show up at Double or Nothing. It was to be part of AEW at Double or Nothing. They weren't fully signed yet. So that was pretty cool to offer them their full-time contracts right after Fyter Fest. So, another cool moment like that. I love this, like when they do stuff like that. So
watch out for these guys, man.
They're good. I mean, a lot of people like that didn't know about Private Party now know if they've watched Fyter Fest. They had a huge showing in that tag team match, and that's a tag team match I'd go back and watch again. That was a really good match. So, and for a pre-show, I mean, that match could have been on the main card. So, so we got a WWE jab. So Brandy's backstage and she's watching the women's match on the TV. Brandon Cutler walks in and goes, "Oh, hey, Brandy, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing right now?" And then she's like, "What? I'm watching the women's match on the TV." And Brandy goes, "You're not watching it right. You're not watching it right for the camera here." And then he turns her as the same way as all, like, if you watch WWE television, you know how it's so stupid when they pan backstage and the person's watching TV from the side. Like, you don't watch TV like that. So he turns Brandy sideways, like, "There, that's it." And then Brandy's like, "Oh my god, I can see a lot better." And then she just walks away. And Brandon just left there confused. Poor Brandon.
I love that he's in all this stuff. I can't. Oh my god.
Okay, so we moved on and we had a post segment from post match of Peter Avalon and Leva Bates. Just not really well received. I mean, it wasn't the greatest thing to on Fyter Fest. I really didn't like it. I was out of it as well. And poor Allie, man, for her first showing too. So Leva was pissed that Peter got involved and stuff and cost her the match. Peter just kept going shh, and just kept like shooing her, and then she just got really, really angry without saying anything, and then stormed away. And then Peter Avalon's like, "Oh, I'm so in love with her." He didn't say that, but you can tell this what he was thinking.
I just want him as like a heel. He's just a better heel, I feel, and he doesn't
I
need
feel like he's
her.
gonna maybe he turns on her eventually.
And have an intergender match.
Yeah, librarian versus librarian. Winner gets to be full-time librarian. I can see that. That'd be cool. So MJF's backstage, a really quick segment, but it was funny. He thinks he's going up to the referee. Man, it looks like just like one of the signed AEW referees. And then the guy, he can't even let the guy finish, and he pulls out, I got something for you, and he pays him and goes, take care of me tonight, take care of me. And he walks away. Then the actual AEW referee comes up, and they're literally identical twins. Oh my God. And then
for like $1 or something. I was thinking about that. I was like, I wonder if it's like just like $1 all folded up.
And then the referee's like, the actual referee shaking his head and goes, man, he's the worst. So then the salt.
So
we had some more behind the scene footage for Fyter Fest. We had Cody's entrance, so it gets you like a little. I love that. I love the whole behind the scene things. It gives you a different eye and a different view of what like a wrestling entrance, and then we had a different view of Kenny and Mox. And I know you pointed that out. I remember you pointing that out. I think it was in a review. It's like I saw Brandon Cutler filming there. So yes! I bet you we see it in Being the Elite.
I tweeted him too.
Yeah.
I was like, we got a Brandon Cutler sighting during Fyter Fest of him in the background with Moxley. Mm-hmm. Like it was just.
The best part is he caught even the cameraman that was backing up falling into the pool. So and they even did a slow motion replay. Yeah. And then we saw some other cool stuff. So this wasn't like funny. This was just, it shows you how much of a grind. Like even though Matt and Nick are executive vice presidents of AEW, it shows you how much work they're still putting into the company. And it's like old school type of thing. Like they are counting T-shirts at the merch stand. They are loading up the van with all the extra merch that they have at night. It was like 2 a.m. that they are doing all this, and they had to go on a flight right after. Like it just shows you how much hard work they still have to put into it, even though they're executive vice presidents, and how much that just shows you how much they care about it. Like they could literally just hire people if they wanted to, but how much work that they're doing themselves. So I thought that was pretty cool as well. And that was the end of it.
It was a good episode.
So good episode.
I didn't think it was gonna have like a whole bunch of little funny, because the title. So I really thought we were just going to see a lot of like backstage stuff, but I love seeing all these little skits. It wouldn't be Being the Elite without some skits. Mm-hmm. Want to do our fan tweet?
So let's get into the fan tweet. Yay, fan tweet.
You guys are awesome.
Yes.
Honestly, like I know the day of Fyter Fest we were sending out a bunch of tweets, and you guys are awesome. Mm-hmm. I love that we put the tweet out. Are you having a party? What are you eating? And I love the pictures we were getting.
The responses were gems.
Oh my God.
Gems.
Pizza, pulled pork. Like you guys, I was like drooling over here. Like I was like, damn. I was like, I need to like whip something up. And
I couldn't decide. I was sitting there like up until like the pre-show started. I was like, me and my buddy No Self, we were like, man, like I don't know what to eat. Like I don't feel like pizza right now, and I couldn't figure out what to eat. So I literally we went to the corner store and I got like literally a bag of pretzels. I had a bag of pretzels for the event. Like it's the most basic thing ever. It'll be better for Fight for the Fall. I'll make sure it's better.
All right, we'll take some pictures of some food. Yeah. I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna be here or if I'm gonna be at a friend's house yet. So, but I can't believe it's next week already.
Yeah, so it's not this Saturday, the Saturday after it's Fight for the Fallen. So
so plan according, guys. Like get your pizza, get your wings, your beer, whatever
and we have some news about Fight for the Fallen, which we'll get into the news and rumors. But first, to the fan tweet, and we asked you guys what was your favorite part of Fyter Fest.
So we got a couple of responses. Metal in the chat said, Janela versus Moxley match, or was it Jungle Boy getting the exposure he deserves? Yes, he's a big fan of Jungle Boy. So I am too. He's totally over. It's definitely... he thinks also that Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy should be the first tag team champions.
That could work. That could happen. They probably will be in that tournament once they announce it closer to. So.
Okay.
We'll see.
So All Elite, so CY, Kenny beating the shit out of Mox. The Elite was amazing as well.
That was awesome. The whole beatdown, like the revenge from Double or Nothing, and then the whole being the elite entrance. Oh man, that the inner geek in me was marking out hardcore, especially for Street Fighter. I grew up playing Street Fighter too. I wasn't too hardcore into it like some people are, but I love playing that game. Like I love inviting like my friends over and playing Street Fighter. It was awesome. And for them to come out dressed like that and do the whole like ready fight or round one fight by Justin Roberts, that was just great. That was awesome. They did the Hayukin in the middle of the match. That was sweet. So it was just overall awesome to see, especially if you're a nerd about that, then you know you loved it.
Speaking of that, like our next tweet, this name is funny. Yo, stop! It's Carlos.
Yo, stop! It's Carlos.
I love it.
Letting you know what's going on.
They put a gif of them coming out of the Young Bucks and then the fan running in, like, you know, supposedly like the fan running in.
Oh yeah, that was so. If you guys didn't know what the hell was going on there, that was another jab at Dirt. Not a jab, but like making fun. If you guys don't remember Batista way back in the day, it was one of those like, you know, coming up next kind of thing before they go for commercial break. And it was Batista in the dressing room just getting warmed up and stuff. And then and it was actual. This wasn't a played part. Some fan managed to get their way into that dressing room and started doing his entrance in front of him. And then 2 seconds later, you see him running away and security chasing him. Batista looking at him going, it was, I give props to Batista for keeping his cool throughout that whole thing. Because I was also live on Raw, so like you had to like, you know, keep your cool. Like
you don't know, like plus you know people are crazy.
And a lot of people were saying it was fake. A lot of people like criticized that segment too, saying it was fake because they never cut right to commercial right away. But that's where that came into play. So.
Okay, our next tweet, JRH 10118. Cody versus Darby was fantastic and a shining example of what I love about pro wrestling, and the triple threat women's match was good too.
Yeah, so, Darby got a really good showcase. Like it showed you that it was weird because they're two different styles of wrestling clashing in that match. Darby matched up against someone his style is going to be an even better match than what we got. But just shows you how nuts he is, especially with the coffin dive. Like this guy, Darby puts his body on the line. He's like a high-flying McFoley, if you guys want to put it into easier terms. The guy's nuts.
You guys watch. He's going to be like the man to look out for. I'm telling you, I've been a huge fan. Kyle says I'm biased, but I love him. He's awesome. So he's going to be a contender in AEW, I'm telling you. Carlton Pro said, I have 2 favorite moments. Watching Private Party is one of them, and the other is the way the show ended with Omega attacking Moxley. Oh, and the MJF promo, the guy is
man.
Old.
His promo on the whole crowd and the nerds thing.
Oh my
God,
God,
was amazing. Like this guy is a natural born heel. He's just growing more and more, and the fact that he like answers people on Twitter too, like he'll answer people's tweets that he's not even tagged in.
He did it to Anthony and Smart to death.
And then he did it today to Sean Ross Stapp. I think Sean Ross was saying like that he smokes a doobie before bed to like, you know, calm his nerves and stuff. And he put MJF comments on it, was at the cops, please find this man. So like
that's great.
And he plays his, the fact that he's such a good heel is the way he lives his character outside of like wrestling. Outside when he's not on TV, he lives it everywhere. Like Tiff knows, because Tiff met him in person. Like he doesn't break character at all. So he's one of those select few that do that.
I'm probably gonna go see him. He's gonna be here again in Creative Pro in a couple of weeks. So I'm debating about going with one of my friends. So maybe I should like pay and like take video that maybe like I'll have him do an autograph or something and have my friend video it for you guys, and because he's some bitch, man.
He's great. He's great.
He's great. He stays in it. It's just amazing. Give slams, not damn, says
Ooh.
My favorite. I love it. I love all these Twitter names. You guys are awesome. My favorite part was watching Janela give a shout out to Superhuman before diving off the ladder to put Moxley through the table. What did I? Then he put a video.
Yeah, I didn't catch that at first. I had to go back and watch. I'm like, he did really? And then I went back and watched. I'm like, damn, he did. Because man, Superhuman's hilarious. I guess he got hurt recently. He did a spot where he jumped he did like a what he calls the butt buster onto a steel trash can with a light tube on it. I guess he pulled his groin. He did something to his groin, and then he's out. He's not able to do anything for 2 weeks now.
Act a fool. That's what you get. I'm sorry.
Man, just for doing stuff like, you see how it is ridiculously easy for some people to get famous on the internet. Like, this guy gets like hundreds of thousands of views of video. He's become so famous on social media. It's ridiculous. And this guy's probably gonna make money somehow doing this.
Doing something wrong. Let me throw something at you.
I should have just done that in my backyard. I could have just done stupid shit. I had someone record it. And then maybe I'd become famous. Maybe our podcast would be famous that way. Maybe I should start doing stupid crap, jumping off my shed and stuff. I don't know.
We're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was it for our fan tweet. So thanks. If you guys are listening to this later, if you like, leave your comments below. Let us know what your favorite moments.
So, into the news and rumors. And we have lots.
Into the news.
We need like a news theme. I got to find one for us. We'll let you start things off, Tiff. How about that?
All right, let's see. Where we go. So I don't know if you guys saw this stuff, but Kenny Omega took a couple of shots at WWE for undermining a charity show. He took some of the tweets down, and it's all because of the Evolve show that's happening next week, which I was debating about going originally. It's going to be in Pennsylvania, but
same night as Fight for the Fallen.
Let's see. So where are these tweets? If lining your pockets with blood money is okay, then what is wrong with trying to undermine a charity showing the victims of gun violence? I hear the healthy competition is supposed to be a good thing, and yet I can't help but feel like I'm going to be sick.
I feel it's just one of those reactional tweets. Like, he heard about them showing it live on the network on the same night, and, it was a reactional tweet. A lot of wrestlers are doing that now. We've seen the whole thing with Seth Rollins and Will Ospreay, and, like, I understand where Kenny's coming from. Like, that's a bit of a scummy move. I don't think it's direct competition. I really don't think that's going to sway people away from, not watching Fight for the Fallen, because A, you can just go back on the network now and rewatch it after it's shown live. It's not going to disappear after it's live. It's going to stick on the network. And B, like, people know that are watching Fight for the Fallen, say they're a fan of NXT and Evolve too, they know they're going to put all their focus into Fight for the Fallen because of what it actually represents. It's the charity pay-per-view with all funds going to help gun violence. So I understand like his reactional tweet about it, and I know where he's coming from. I'm glad he kind of took it down a little bit, and I see it from both sides. So
yeah.
I think I'm leaning towards is that it's kind of a scummy move. WWE doesn't want to say like it was because of AEW's Fight for the Fallen. They'll never admit to it. But we know why they did that. Yeah,
because at All Out was that August 30th. Okay, so like you have there's a whole bunch of shows running that day. So you have NXT UK, you have is New Japan, I think, a Ring of Honor.
NXT
like a whole
UK would be okay.
Yeah, that's gonna be like
it's earlier in the day. You can watch both. Yeah.
But I'm trying to keep like a positive mind. Like this was not done on purpose. I think it just happened that way. I really don't think even like AEW is really trying to go out of their way and trying to like battle WWE. I think they're just trying to focus on their product, and it just happened that way. And I think okay, fine. Like you said, like.
Yeah, they're focusing on being the alternative, not just to WWE, to other companies as well. They're being that alternative, do things different, and not try to be a genuine copy of what everything is. Yeah, they're going to take little things here and there to to what people are accustomed to and they love in wrestling, but they also want to be a little bit different. So
right. So everybody's entitled to like what they like, and that's it. And that's like how I feel. Like if you like WWE, then fine. Like I'm not gonna fight you on it or anything. Good for you. You enjoy
fight
it.
About it. Fight.
I was saying that in our Discord, which guys, make sure you follow our Discord. But I was talking about it the other day. They were watching Raw, and I wasn't really talking about it. But I was like, that's fine. You watch that. If that's what you like, then enjoy it. Like I'm not gonna give you shit for it. I like AEW. Don't give me shit for liking AEW. But I like all the we talk about this all the time, and I talk about like the indie stuff that I love and. All these, I go to the Evolve shows. I've gone to NXT show. I like wrestling, and if it's something I'm interested in, then I'm gonna watch it. So me and Kyle are not gonna give you crap whatever you watch.
Yeah.
So.
Could have said it better myself. Let's get into some more news here. So in speaking of that, Tony Khan actually addresses WWE putting the Evolve event against AEW's Fight for the Fallen. After AEW Fighter Fest, Tony Khan was asked about it, and this is quote from Tony Khan. We just kind of focus on our shows and what we're doing. I'm really excited about Fight for the Fallen. Thanks for asking about it because it's something I've wanted to do for a long time since we've conceived All Elite Wrestling. Because I think it's really going to make a very positive contribution to my local community in Jacksonville, and I think I really want to come out that day. He says we're going to have a very good crowd, and I also think that a lot of people are going to watch it on TV. We're going to be taking donations and trying to help victims of local violence. So they're going to be taking donations as well, not even just from the profits they're making of that pay-per-view. And I'm a huge wrestling fan. I won't be able to watch the show Evolves because we have a lot of things going on of our own. So I think for a lot of people that's probably unfortunate, but there's only so many weekends and you got to do your shows when you're going to do them. So what are you going to do?
That's it. That's all. What are you going to do? So that's pretty much like what I just said. It just I think a lot of stuff, it just happens. They're focusing on the product. Mm-hmm. And, if people want to be petty like that and have feel that they need to put on a show for the competition to get them away, I mean, then, it's sad, but you got to move on.
It's not going to work. Anyways, move on.
Let's see. Update on what time AEW's weekly TV show will air on.
Yeah, so, playing into our title here today, Wednesday Night Dynamite. Tiff, go ahead. What's going with the time sketch?
So All Elite Wrestling will begin airing a weekly television program on TNT beginning this fall. So far, no official statement has been released announcing the details of AEW's TV show. It was reported earlier this week that All Elite filed for the trademark Wednesday Night Dynamite back on June 18th. It had previously been reported that AEW had filed paperwork for the trademark to Tuesday Night Dynamite, but it now looks like the company is leaning towards a Wednesday night show.
I think I'm going to stop you. I think I know why. I think because it's not like AEW's scared. I know that when they first said Tuesday Night Dynamite, WWE came out and said, "Oh, well, when we go to Fox, we're going to have a Tuesday Sports Center type show. We're going to put," I think they're trying to step away from the competition, or not step away from trying to compete against WWE. You know what I mean? They can do that in a sense of not looking scared, but smart business. So I think that was a smart business move, moving to Wednesdays. And it's also you're getting a day break from Monday Night Raw, so
a lot of wrestling, but let me continue. Let me move forward. It's now presumed that AEW's Wednesday Night Dynamite show will begin at 9 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday nights on TNT and will run until 11. So that still doesn't interfere with NXT because NXT is 8 p.m. Eastern time. So hopefully.
So if you're a fan of NXT and AEW, you can watch your NXT from 8 to 9, then watch AEW from 9 to 11. I mean, that's like 3 hours, but, at least you're getting good television in 3 hours. Ooh, did I say that? Ooh.
Why do I have a feeling like we'll hear maybe later down the line that NXT is going to be pushed for 2 hours or something, but...
We'll see. But anyways, from 9 to 11 on a Wednesday night.
Not bad.
Perfect for me. And Wednesday Night Dynamite, I'm fine with the name too. Anywho, yeah. So I don't think there's any more news. I think rather than them filing the trademark on the 18th about Wednesday Night Dynamite with that. So we'll keep our ears peeled and let you guys know as more information pulls through. I have some news on what an AEW tactic might be once the show gets going. AEW will be doing something very different as they present a pro wrestling alternative to WWE. They know that fans don't like. They know what fans don't like and can tell by simply going on social media. This is why they throw in jokes about WWE standards, like watching television from the side of the camera. You can see your face. I love that, Jeff, because every time I see it, I'm like, why are they watching TV like that? Who watches TV like that? Anyways, Brian Oliver's noted on the Wrestling Observer Live that he has a very strong feeling that AEW will recognize parts of the television show that fans hate and not continue featuring them. they won't continue to push someone to the main event considering it's good heat when fans generally don't like someone. So in a sense, the fact that WWE pushes someone in WWE with go away heat rather than actual heat is what WWE, that's what Brian thinks AEW is going to do. I can kind of see them doing that, kind of playing more to what fans are wanting. It kind of seems like that's what they do now. So obviously they're going to do stuff that they want to do, but I think they're also going to take into account a lot more of what fans are reacting to and want to see in AEW and transition that onto their TV show. He did use the Librarians as an example because they didn't get the best response during AEW's Fyter Fest show. Therefore, if they continue to get a negative reaction, then AEW might not continue with that gimmick. He quotes and says, "I can't say for sure because I can't predict the future, but I honestly believe that this is going to keep, that if you keep watching AEW and you watch the weekly TV, that if there's stuff on there that the fans don't like, whether it's the older fans, the AEW hardcores, or the casual fans, they're going to keep doing it. They are not going to keep doing it. I firmly believe that. I do not believe this company is like WWE that is going to fight with their fans like they know what they don't like and they don't care. They're going to make you like it. They're going to do the old, they're not going to do the old, these fans don't know what they're like. If you make it very clear that if you don't like something, they're not going to do it." So in a sense, like, they're going to do the complete opposite of what they're already doing with their fan reactions, right?
They said that, at the press conference, that it was really on us, that they want to give us what we want.
Well, I mean, WWE did that. They announced that back in December, if anyone remembers, and it's been, I don't know, almost a year, and it's what it is. Anyways, so that, I thought that was pretty cool. So I can see them doing that. I agree with Brian, and they've done it so far, so he has a pretty good way to back his statement up there.
What y'all think AEW might have a women's tag title in the future?
Well, it's funny that you say that because I don't know if you have it up, Tiff.
No, I don't have the...
But Tony Khan reveals AEW will have a women's tag team championship. So AEW has started their mission on having the best tag team division in wrestling. We all know that. But that isn't just for the men. There also will be a women's tag team division. On Steve Austin's podcast, finally, he had a new episode with AEW president Tony Khan, and he was the featured guest. During the interview, Khan revealed All Elite Wrestling will have a women's tag team belts later down the line, with a planned women's championship as well. This quote from Tony Khan: "I want to focus on a serious main event picture, both in the singles and the tag team division, and then we will establish the women's singles." Okay, so then when we establish a women's singles, this may be the first time it gets announced, but just so you know, eventually we will establish a women's tag team title as well, and focusing on women's singles and tag teams in their respective divisions. I'm not going to pretend we're not going to do it when we talk about I'm not going to pretend we're not going to do it when we talk about serious tag team wrestling. As we focus on having the best championships, or the best world championship in singles and tag, men and women, that's going to be the focus of our promotion when I talk about wins and losses mattering. Tony Khan also confirmed AEW's TV show on TNT in the fall will be live, 2 hours, and emanate from arenas across the United States, not just from one central location. So there's some news on top of that. I know a lot of people that I know were asking about, is it just going to be in Jacksonville every week, or if it's going to be around, going to go travel around the United States, which I'm happy that they are going to. So
exciting.
I'm happy about that. So yes, there will be a men's world championship, men's tag team championship, women's championship, women's tag team championship. So that's cool.
We heard from even Brandon Cutler that he was hoping that he thinks eventually maybe a mid-card.
Mid-card, like a TV championship or some sort of mid-card title, whatever they're going to call it. So yeah.
So we'll see. Give it to him. Give it to him.
Just give it to him. He doesn't have to compete. Just give it to him.
Yeah, just give it to him. You see where me and Kyle stand. Just give it to him. So that's all news I have.
So I do have some news on Fight for the Fallen, like I said earlier. For people that don't know, it's going to be streaming for free again on Bleacher Report Live in the United States. Unfortunately, I don't get that up here in Canada, so I will have to watch it on Fight TV. If you are a Fight TV watcher, It is available for pre-order right now on Fight TV for fans outside of the U.S. and Canada. The cost is $12.99, or if you're in the UK, £8.99. I think that's what they have over there. That's still not a substantial amount, but it should help draw fans, being at such a low price. And I'm going to pay for it if the proceeds are going, and then all the proceeds that you buy from Fight TV are also going towards gun violence. Just so everyone knows, I went and made sure that's confirmed as well. So anytime you buy through Fight TV, or if you're using another app, you're buying the pay-per-view itself or Fight for the Fallen, all those proceeds are going towards gun violence in the United States, which is awesome. So
That's awesome. I like that they're doing a lot of charity work.
That's one thing. Kenny from Your Thoughts Wrestling Podcast, shout outs to them in the chat. I wonder when the tickets will go on sale, because October is just around the corner for their TV show. I'm sure we'll get an announcement.
Probably like the end of the summer, I would think.
Maybe leading up to All Out, or maybe like the first week of September, I would imagine.
I'm thinking it's a little too soon, I think. So
it's not like they need to. It's not like they're gonna need to do it in advance, because if you've seen there were 60,000 plus people in a line for All Out, I mean, you're gonna do great for their first TV show.
Oh, yeah. If they come here, I'm buying tickets. Even if I go alone, I'm buying.
I guess Kenny's also going to Fight for the Fallen, so good for you, man.
He is.
That's awesome.
Take pictures and send them to us. So, and if you see any of my husbands, give them my number.
Yeah. Anywho, so an AEW Fighter Fest match, or a rematch, has been booked for the promotion AAA and their event Triple Mania. It will go down on August 3rd, just weeks before All Out. However, AEW is sending some of their top talent to AAA in order to compete in a Fighter Fest rematch. There's obviously a lot more story to tell between the Young Bucks and the Lucha Bros. Like, that's awesome. Like, the story behind the Lucha Bros and Young Bucks so far, and the TV show hasn't even started yet, has been amazing. The matches have been just beyond amazing as well. The Elite were successful in defeating the Lucha Bros and Laredo Kid at Fyter Fest, but now they're taking things to the Luchadors' home turf. AAA has confirmed that Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks will face the Lucha Bros and Laredo Kid in a rematch at Triple Mania on August 3rd. This is going to undoubtedly be a very quick and action-packed encounter. AEW and AAA have great business agreement and obviously sharing talent. Hopefully these two companies will use their partnership to continue to grow, as both see growth and awareness due to sharing stars. So
that's going to be awesome. That's why I've been saying this for a while, that the AAA show that's coming here to Madison Square Garden, I still needed to get tickets for it, because I really believe like Young Bucks are going to show up. And then I don't know if you saw that Kenny was going down to Mexico yesterday. So yeah, so I feel like I love the open door policy with these guys, that they're like working with each other. So
that's great. I'm gonna try to see if I can tune into that rematch. I'm pretty sure Fight TV shows AAA, so I'm going to see if I have the day off or the night off, I'll either tune in or tune in after. But I'm looking forward to seeing that match. I want to see that rematch. We saw how good the match was at Fyter Fest. It's just going to be that great. I don't think they're going to push to the limits, because Young Bucks will probably have a big match at All Out, and they kind of need to save them. So same with Kenny's. Kenny's facing John Moxley at All Out, so he's going to have to, not go too hard as well. So like I said in the article just there, a quick action-packed match is what we're going to see at AAA, hopefully. And crossing fingers, no injuries, knock on wood. So yeah, other than that, I have one last bit of news, which is pretty cool. It has to do with Dustin.
Okay.
How Dusty Rhodes helped Luchasaurus come up with his character. Believe it or not. Dusty Rhodes was able to help countless performers hone their craft and become so much better during the time in the pro wrestling business. It turns out that he had a great influence on a certain wrestling dinosaur that we all know. AEW had a lot of very talented stars, and Luchasaurus stands above a lot in the pack, and it's not just because he is so tall. The fact that he has a master's degree also helps. Luchasaurus, he explained to Chris Van Fleet, who Kenny had on his podcast, the Luchasaurus character was something that Dusty Rhodes and he had worked on while in NXT. However, they just weren't able to make things come together until Luchasaurus was already out of WWE's developmental system. And this is quote, it didn't come from my brain exactly. It's just kind of molded over time or organically, and I think that's why it works. When I was in developmental WWE, I was working with Dusty Rhodes. He was one of the few guys that really believed in me, and because he saw this weird guy that had his master's degree and have an interesting look. He didn't like how to place it. He didn't know how to place it. He knew there was something like the Luchasaurus in his head, and we just couldn't put our finger on it, and every week we'd try something else. It wasn't until Lucha Underground when things finally came together for Luchasaurus, but his character certainly stood out in a big way. So, Dusty Rhodes was one of the helpers with Luchasaurus to get that thing up and going. So that's really cool. I didn't know that.
I feel like we're gonna hear more stories like that with him, because I don't know how many more matches we're gonna see Dustin with. So, but I feel like we're gonna hear more stories of other people helping out. So. So I have a question.
Oh.
We only have 4 matches next Saturday. So we have Brandy versus Allie. We got Kenny Omega versus Shima, Cody and Dustin versus Young Bucks, and Adam Page versus Kip Sabian.
I imagine we're probably going to get some in the next week. We're probably going to get a couple more matches. I think they'll probably aim for another 7 or 8 like they've been doing with 2 pre-show matches and maybe 5 main card.
Let us know, guys. What do you want to see? What do you think we're gonna see next Saturday? Who's gonna face each other? I'm curious. Like, we need another Darby.
Yeah.
And maybe Darby and some Brandon Cutler, or I don't know. We need to see Brandon Cutler. Michael Nakazawa.
Let's know down in the chat what you guys think. Some more matches will be added to the Fyter Fest card more than what they have, because I'm just going to pull up here just in case, because this has happened before where there's been matches at, I don't know, because Wikipedia can be edited.
I'm on it right now. So
okay, so there's
nothing else.
Okay, good.
On it. So I'm hoping, I'm sure we're going to see, like, maybe we'll see MJF and Havoc, or MJF and Jungle Boy, maybe. That could be a possibility.
I think we're not out of the woods yet, so Fight for the Fallen will be. I'm pretty sure they're going to be adding more matches. As for next week, I haven't decided on a time and a day yet, because we do have something special, and we'll announce it right now, and it'll be posted on the No Holds Barred Network Twitter. But next week, you guys are going to get a double dose. There's going to be what we're about to announce, and we're going to do the Fight for the Fallen predictions, so make sure you're following us on Twitter and staying up to date with that. But, so... if you guys didn't see, and myself and Tiff tweeted it, we have a new show coming to the No Holds Barred Network. So not just, there's going to be All Elite Podcasts. This is going to be a completely separate show myself and Tiff are doing. It's called Under the Ropes. And
thank you, Charles, for the name.
Thank you, Charles.
Out a little bit there.
So it's called Under the Ropes, and it's going to be basically a podcast / show that myself and Tiff will be doing on the side, interviewing independent wrestlers on the way up, or just random independent wrestlers. They don't necessarily have to be featured on AEW, because it's not going to be a part of the AEW podcast. It could be with another promotion or whoever we can get to interview. So we actually have our first guest lined up already, and this is a really, really cool guest. I love Tiff's been in contact with him on Facebook, and we're glad. Yeah, he's one of the list of husbands, believe it or not. So we're about to announce it now. So next Monday, this coming Monday, July 8th, at 3 p.m. Eastern, mark your calendars, 3 p.m. Eastern, right here live on YouTube, we are going to have none other than the House of Glory World Champion, Anthony Gangone. If you guys are a fan of House of Glory and you know about it, and you know who Anthony Gangone is, if you guys don't know, you are about to know who he is. We are going to be doing a special interview with Anthony Gangone, and Gangone, and it's going to be awesome. He's their world champion currently. He's a big part of House of Glory. He's basically like their Seth, like he's the main guy. He's like their Seth Rollins, if you want to put it.
I'm telling you, I have a feeling about him that he is going to be huge. I've been following him. Another one I've been following for years. I started seeing him in SWA. He's always at the House of Glory. He's been at ICW. He's been in so many stuff in New York, New Jersey. He's been all over the place. Yeah. He's actually champion in like 3 different promotions. So we'll talk about that when he comes on the show.
Mm-hmm.
But I really do believe that this guy is going to be huge, whether he gets called to AEW or whether he gets called, I don't know, Impact. I don't know. I just have a really gut feeling that this guy's going to be huge.
Yeah, and our buddy Jerry, JD from New York, has talked a lot about him and has has nothing but good things about him, who does commentary for House of Glory. So Under the Ropes, so you can see the logo there in the screen there, a new logo for that show. It'll debut next Monday, July 8th, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We are our first guest, Anthony Gann, going. We are super excited for that and hope you guys tune in on Monday. And then after, I don't know when yet. It'll be either Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday. We'll keep you guys up to date about when myself and Tiff will be doing our live predictions for Fight for the Fallen. So you can make sure you follow us on social media. You're following myself at Real Kyle Masters. You're following Tiffany at Loves to Dream 82. You're also following the podcast at All Elite Pod. And make sure you're following the network, because that's where all the Under the Rope stuff is going to be posted. And that is NHB Network on Twitter. All the links are located down in the YouTube description for you guys to click and follow. That easy for you. Like Tiff said earlier, we have a Discord. If you want to join our Discord chat and chat some wrestling and have some fun in there with some other wrestling fans, join us. That link is down below as well. Other than that, Tiff, that's pretty much I have all for today's show.
I think we are good.
Okay, well, that's going to wrap it up, guys. Thank you for tuning into episode number 29 of the All Elite Podcast. I'm your host, as always, the self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters. I'm always joined by my co-host, the executive vice president of Giggles, the heartbreak chick, Tiffany. And we will see you next time.